Buckle up, hotties. It's time to talk some hoops. Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants with Brandon, Nate, and Jordan.
If the Wolves were any more back, they'd be a spinal cord, baby. Welcome to Crunch Wears No Pants. That's Brandon, the proud practicing slomosexual back. That's Nate Vibes Johnson Allsdorf, and I am Jordan Tornado Jolly Alamat, and we are the bosses of the Hoops Department. The bosses. Remix. The probe droid. I'm a probe droid. We are the bosses of the Hoops Department of PullTabSports.com, and we reek, we smell, we ooze Duke Cannon scents, and we have salsa in our beards, and that salsa is Joe Mama salsa, and there's also some stuff in our beards from Jimmy's Dips. We don't know how to eat very well, but damn it, we eat it good. And this is going to be the happiest podcast we have ever had, because we are recording on 6:22 p.m., March 27th, 2023, the day after just the best victory of the year versus the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard, but the Wolves, they're back.
I've heard rumors.
The Wolves are
the
back.
streets are talking.
Yeah.
Wolves are back.
And I think this is what movies is made of.
I was talking to,
Don't worry about it.
I was talking to Wolves Backington, and he actually just said that the other day. So
and he usually knows whether Wolves are
he's
back
pretty
or not.
in tune.
He's the guy. I don't even know what to begin with this pre-show. You know, like there's the show, then there's like the pre-show that comes out a little bit beforehand. I don't know what to talk about at this portion because it's just so electrifying.
I mean, no one ever really plans the pre-show, you know?
Yeah, the
It's
pre,
just kinda,
like,
it kind of happens.
you know, you can get pregnant from the pre-show. You can get good content from the pre-show.
Yesterday's Warriors game, that was the pre-show.
Yeah. All right, call it right now, guys. Are we beating the Kings without the cat tonight? This will come out on like Tuesday or Wednesday. So this could be a dumb segment or a smart segment.
I don't think so, but this is a happy pod.
Yes.
So hell yes.
Hell yes.
Nice. I
Durf.
love it. Yes, absolutely.
I legitimately believe that we're going to win tonight because I have a problem. So tonight.
Nas Reed game incoming. Third. Could this be the
Ooh.
first 3 Nas Reed games in a row? Because he's on a 2 Nas Reed game streak.
He's having a great. So are we going to do that? Or are we going to go over our preseason
he's
over?
The
also-
over-unders, I'm saving them for the
Okay,
end of the
that's right.
season when they're done, and we're going to go through them, and we're going to reveal who won.
So that'll be a next episode thing because this is our last
No,
episode.
playoffs count.
Really?
Until they're
Yeah.
eliminated from the playoffs.
I didn't know that when we were doing
That's why
this.
the fear is the mind killer tweets were so high
That's
for
true.
you.
That's true. They're about to get started. I got some drafts in Photoshop ready to go. So today we're going to talk about the reintegration of Karl Anthony Towns, going about as good as you could ever ask for. We're going to talk about the rise of Jaden McDaniels. We're going to do 2 more Chat GPT scripts. Do we want this to be the last episode of the Chat GPT scripts?
I think this should be the sunset of the chat.
I kind of agree.
script.
Next one's playoffs. I don't think we need to bring that into the playoffs.
But if a banger arises, maybe it becomes like a rotating bit. Like
exactly.
But we can't go this hard on it.
We can't just become the Chat GPT script show.
We don't want to be like The Office and have the sauce then lose it, you know. So, and we're also going to talk about Duke Cannon hair products because that's what we freaking do, dude. This show, Crunch Wears No Pants, and I think all the shows on PullTabSports.com are brought to you by Duke Cannon. Take your hair and hygiene to the next level with Duke Cannon, baby. It's a Minnesota company that makes hardworking grooming products for hardworking guys. I want my guys to sweat. I want them to get gross and a little bit dirty and a little bit sticky, then go in the shower and freaking rub Duke Cannon products all over you. They have the thick body wash. It's my favorite. They have 2-in-1 shampoo, conditioner. Durf, you were inquiring about that.
I was.
They have that. If you go on DukeCannon.com and use the promo code PullTab10, you get 10% off your online order. You can also find Duke Cannon products at Target. I go to Target many times a week, guys. On my way back from the daycare, because I work from home, on the way back from dropping off my daughter, I go get a chocolate muffin, maybe a fun drink. And last Monday, I went to go get some Duke Cannon because I was out, and it was just all freaking gone. All gone. Couldn't grab any. After the weekend rush, people just were ravishing it.
The listeners,
Yeah,
the
I was gonna
listeners,
say,
they were
going
busting down the
crazy.
doors at the Target.
At the Fridley Target going mad. Went back on Tuesday morning to get another chocolate chip muffin because I have a problem. And
What happened to you trying to eat healthier?
I get 2 a week.
Okay.
Back-to-back days.
Back-to-back days. Well, I didn't get it on Tuesday actually.
Well, but if you think about
kombucha.
it, you get it on Friday, Saturday. That's 2 that week. Then you get it Sunday, Monday.
you
that's
stagger
2
it.
that
And then,
week.
yeah, so I squash it.
What is a week anyway?
Yeah.
Sidebar, I'm eating very healthy recently right now. So mind you, the muffin is really the only bright shining part of my week. It's just the chocolate chip muffin.
You can eat healthy and it be good.
That's true. That's true. But
Yeah,
like,
but
I have a
muffins are
sweet
hard
tooth. Like chocolate's my thing.
Yeah.
But I get the muffin. But I went back on Tuesday. There it was. The freaking Ducan. It was great. I get the bay rum, or the rum bay, as I like to say.
Rumbe.
Durf is a naval diplomacy guy. He puts it in his belly button. It's really weird. His wife thinks that it's kind of hot
Yeah,
though.
she's told me to stop.
Okay, interesting. Naval diplomacy is the scent the Minnesota Wild use. As you know, hockey players just smell horrendous. So if Duke Cannon's going after hockey players, I'm sure your scent can be tackled by Duke Cannon.
It could be tamed.
Yeah, so get yours at Target, like I said, or DukeCannon.com. Pull tab 10 for 10% off. Gentlemen, it's time to talk about the vibes. Since we last recorded, here's what happened. We are 3-2. First, we lost a heartbreaker in double OT to the Bulls. Torian Prince, he didn't hold on the ball. Remember that? And then Ant got hurt. That was very sad.
I thought I was never going to forgive Torian Prince.
We were at
tough.
a party and Beck was screaming and they asked him to leave and he
Really?
was writhing on the ground.
That's not
and
true. But actually,
most of it is.
I probably at least 10 separate times for the rest of the night just went, all Torian Prince needed to do was hold onto the ball and wait to get fouled.
Some of us are like having casual small talk and then we just hear Beck like yell from the other room like, just hold the ball.
And then Beck hops on the apps and they go, oh, the MILF Slayer's back.
You had to sneak it in there.
Then we lost a stinker in Toronto. That game sucked. That was a Sunday game, right?
Yeah, that was that was the most obvious. Like, that was the most
We were just never
impossible
in it.
game of all time.
Yeah.
Second
What
half
was
of
that?
a back-to-back in Toronto.
Yeah.
No Anthony Edwards.
19 hours later.
There was like zero chance right after a double overtime heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a greater than 100% chance they were going to lose that game,
It was that
It
one.
was that number.
Yeah.
And then we beat the Knicks thanks to the third most efficient game in NBA history from Torian Prince. He redeemed himself with 35 points, 8 from 8 beyond the arc.
We forgive you.
And
I
then
did forgive Torian
yeah.
Prince after that.
Yeah, 8 for 8 will do it. And then Karl Anthony Towns made his freaking return. This is what movies is made of. We beat the Hawks. And Towns hit those game-winning free throws. And then we beat the Warriors yesterday. Again, Cat hits the D-Lo pull-up 3. Big boy buckets. Let his nuts hang on TV, bro. Holy shit. And then Ant came back. It wasn't that cool, but he had a nice little moment in the third quarter where he kind of propelled us. And now here we are minutes away from tip-off versus
Well,
the
and
Kings.
also Ant and the defense, we'll get to
Yeah.
that in vibes, but having Ant back just helps the defense
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. So I asked the question, gentlemen, how are the vibes? Durf, you started last week, so now Brandon gets to start this week. Brandon, how are the vibes? Tell me right now.
Before I get into the vibes, I just want to make sure, I just want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about a cause that I really care about.
MILFs?
I don't know if you guys know this, but there are people out there that don't know that the Wolves are back. And I just find it really sad.
That is really sad.
And so I just want to, before we kind of get into talking about how the vibes are to the people who know that the Wolves are
Yes.
back, I just want to encourage all of our listeners to get out there and spread the word, because it's really important that people know that the Wolves are back, because it's so sad to me that there are people out there that don't know.
Yeah, a lot of Vikings fans.
It's tough to yeah, it is tough to see. I'm glad that you're using this platform for good. Is there a Venmo account that people can send money to?
Venmo Brandon Beck 4.
Nathan Alsdorf, Jordan, probably there's one. Anyway, it's all to go towards the greater good of.
But in all seriousness, it's not a cause that needs money. It's just a cause that needs your voice. Spread the word. Get out there. Shout it from the mountaintops. The Wolves.
Yeah.
Maybe like $60. Get a t-shirt and a hat.
The Wolves. They're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a merchandise.
But now on to the vibes. The
vibes, baby.
are absolutely immaculate. We are heading for the happiest show we have ever recorded. We say it a lot. Kyle Tighe says it a lot. Biggest win of the year. That was the biggest win of the year. As far as like, if they lose that game, the dream of getting out of the play-in is basically dead. And then we're still kind of in this scrapping, like, oh, don't fall out of the play-in. We want to stay at 7-8. The dream of climbing in the standings is alive and well at this point. Tough game tonight, but after that, I was talking to my dad on the phone before
Daddy back.
before the Warriors game, and we were like, okay, this is a really tough 3-game road trip. But then the schedule kind of lightens up after that. We're like, if we can just go 1-2 on this 3-game road trip, then then we're home free. Well, they're 1-0 now. And so now you get kind of greedy, and it's like
You play with house money.
Yeah, you
now.
got house money. It's like
5-0?
well, there's only 3 games, so that would be impressive.
That's what I'm
Hang
saying.
on. It's Warriors tonight, Kings.
It's Kings tonight, and then it's Phoenix.
Okay.
And it sounds
Yeah.
like Kevin Durant's going to be back.
Well,
for
they
that
have
game.
KD, but we have Jaden McDaniels.
That is true. I'm going to talk about Jaden McDaniels later in this podcast, and you guys are going to be real excited about some stats.
Oh boy.
But no, Cat is back. He's hitting a game winner every night. I checked the stats, and that is good.
Yes.
If you can make a game
What?
winner every single night, it is very good. Ant is back. We talked about the Torian Prince thing. When Ant rolled his ankle and Torian Prince had that turnover and we lost that game, I was in a pretty dark place. I thought we were going to miss the play-in.
Really? You thought?
I was next to him. I can confirm.
Because it really just felt like, okay, now Ant's probably out for the season. Now, does it make sense to bring back Cat for like 8 games if we don't have Anthony Edwards? Like, what are we even doing here? It felt like it was just kind of like, okay, we're going to fold this up, because we were staring like a huge losing streak in the face. As great as that Knicks game was, no one in
That's
the
not going to
world
happen again.
thought they were going to win that game.
I knew, because fear is the mind killer.
Fear is the mind killer. But then Cat's back, Ant's back. We have Mike Conley and Kyle Anderson, who are perfection in human form personified.
Mike Conley having like better than his All-Star year performance in a Wolves jersey is crazy.
Not surprising at all.
Yeah.
For those that believed.
It's almost like if you surround good basketball players with 4 other really good basketball players, it frees them up. Like, the defense can't do anything about Mike Conley because that's who your worst defender is guarding.
Yeah.
And we're the first team all season to hold the Golden State Warriors under 100 points at home. The defense looks like
It looks
nasty
cool.
good
It
right
kind
now.
of looks legit.
So nice.
Next 2 games are key. Though they're big ones against Phoenix and Sacramento. I mean, a betting man probably says that's an 0-2. If they can go 1-1, they're in like the driver's seat for getting up to like 5-6. And it just feels like, barring disaster scenario, it's hard to see them falling like out of the 7-8 game.
Yeah.
Which is really important, not only because you have 2 opportunities to lose, but you have a chance to avoid the Nuggets in that scenario, where if you fall 9-10, you have to win 2 games for the opportunity to play the Nuggets in a 7-game
Yeah,
series.
but they have the 5th best center in the league, and we have the top 4.
They have the best center in the league.
No, we have Rudy, Cat, Luka, Nas. Well, Nas is more of a 4 now.
Yeah, I think
So
Jokic
is like probably the 4th best.
I think Jokic is better than at least one of them.
I mean, he's not a better 3-point shooter than Rudy, but I wish we could play back that clip to Jordan like 3 months ago.
Which one?
What you just said. Pump it up, Rudy.
I fucking love Rudy. That's my
Jordan
guy.
becoming the biggest Rudy fan in the world is the most
What a retribution.
is the most predictable 180 I've ever seen.
How is it predictable?
Because you love weird guys with cats.
Yeah. The writing was on the wall from the get-go. It wasn't even Rudy's fault. It was Tim's fault.
It was. Well, that's my theory with a lot of things. A lot of sass around the team, a lot of sass around the jerseys that I love so much, that people are just mad about the trade. They're like, oh, everything about this team sucks. All the sass about the
Winning
freaking
breeds.
murals and all that. Oh, this is so stupid. Why would they even do this? You're just mad about the trade. Why are you being mad about that shit? It's fucking awesome. And now the team's great. And I love Rudy, and I love Link, who is also the same breed of cat as my cat.
Really?
So, yeah,
Yes.
Maine Coons, baby. They're cute.
Nice.
They're big.
And
Keep
to
going.
just wrap it all up,
Yeah, rapid.
Wolves are back.
Sick. Durf, what's your analysis of the vibes?
The vibes?
Vibes Johnson over here.
Vibes Johnson all
Hey, guys. Vibes Johnson checking in.
You gonna change your Twitter name to Vibes Johnson after this?
Absolutely. I always have been Vibes Johnson. Check Twitter right now. Or in 5 minutes when I make the change. The vibes are marvelous, you guys. They're marvelous. They're stupendous. They're all the things. We're back. Ant's back. We're getting hot at the right time. Naz Reid is the father of the Golden State Warriors.
Naz Reid.
Why do you keep saying Naz?
I don't know, dude. I gotta work through this. Nas.
You got to do like your vocal warm-ups.
Nas. All right. Nasrian Reid is the father.
Why are you still saying it weird?
I said that
Quick
normal.
aside, did you see Naz Reid was a finalist for Western Conference Player of the Week?
Yes, along
And the
with
our third string center. The finalists for what the other finalists are like Jaren Jackson, SGA, like
Brandon Ingram, Naz
legit
Reid.
all-star players, and then it's just and Naz Reid.
I don't know
Hell
why
yeah.
he's talking about him like he's not a legit all-star
I know,
player, but
come on.
we'll scrub that.
I love it.
from the
I love it
episode.
within the Vibes Johnson face where like his lip kind of goes to the side and curls up.
Anyway.
Like he's holding like a cigarette somewhere in his mouth. All right, sorry, Vibes Johnson, keep going.
All right. So, also their subreddit remembers Naz Reid. Did you guys see that?
I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I'm scared. I don't fear any man. I only fear
Except for this
yeah,
man.
except for this man. He's led the team in scoring in 3 of the last 4 games, 22 points or more, which is amazing. Kyle Anderson is a magnificent man. We all know that. We talked about this. And we've gotten some really important minutes, especially last game from Na and J-Mac coming off the bench. And also, I know we've talked this one to death, but the Warriors were 30-7 at home.
Yeesh.
30-7. And then we come in there and we just stomp them out to an extent. Our defense...
Unbelievable.
Mhm. It was just a fun all-out showing. And I know we kept saying that this was the biggest win of the season. But to your point, to Kyle Teige's point, this was the biggest win of the season. I look forward to many more biggest wins of the season.
And tonight's going to be the biggest win of the season again.
I have one last thing that
Yes.
I thought I was thinking about the vibes, and I wanted to just take a look back to contrast. We have Kat now.
Yes.
What were the vibes like a few months back when we lost Kat? The show leading up to the injury and then the show after. And I just wanted to call out a couple of our talking points.
Oh, you went back and you listened.
I went back and I looked at our show notes and I was just curious. So here were a couple of our topics that we had. Rudy telling fans to stay home if they're going to boo.
Classic Rudy.
Rudy shoving D'Lo during the Cavs game.
Classic Rude.
But now we know D'Lo was being mean to him. He had it coming.
Yeah, we didn't know that. See, this is context. This is the importance of looking back in history.
Reflection.
This was one of our topics. A catless future, cat trade speculation.
Yeah,
That was the week
Sad.
that he got hurt.
that was sad.
Jalen Noel heating up was one of the talking points.
Oh God, that's maniacal.
Yeah. That was after like one game. He had like 20
no,
points.
Jalen Noel had a
He
really
had a
good
couple.
like 4-game
Yeah.
stretch in
Yeah,
there.
much to
It's like he's waking up.
much to Sam's chagrin. The fans were bashing Kat's body language. That was the show beforehand. And then a 5-minute Jolly rant about the new regime and having new owner syndrome and calling him diapers.com guy and the foreigner.
Yeah,
Not to point fingers at Jolly, but just noting this is an example, a microcosm, if you will, of how the fans were reacting.
And
Yes.
did we couldn't have possibly said anything about patience to
Oh,
Jordan
no.
after that rant, did we?
Did you?
No.
I don't remember. I was so mad, and also I have a brain injury, so I just don't remember. Shit.
That was actually the last point in here. I said all this to say we were warned that this might take some time. And now it has. We're seeing the fruits of our labor. The Wolves are back. Jordan.
I want to let you guys know that I believed in this team all along, but in the moment, I wanted to make sure my feelings were documented, like
Jordan is
in real time.
definitely the most emotionally reactive
What
of
we're-
the trio.
What we're listening
What we're listening,
what we're
listening.
listening to, what we're witnessing is some character development.
or
from
just a
Jordan.
positive emotional reaction to the positive emotions right now.
I think it's. I really just think it's. I like Rudy now. And
Weird guy with a cat.
The NBA
That's
scriptwriters.
Yeah.
quickest way to Jolly's heart.
through Rudy, all things are possible.
Jordan, let's hear your
My
take on
vibe?
the vibes.
No, the vibes are cinematic. This is what movies is made of. I just can't believe it. I can't believe that this is the timeline we're in. I know we're not supposed to talk about timelines, specifically timeline villains right now, but like,
The nice thing about that is that because they've got the multiverse thing, they can just get a guy that looks different from him and be like, it's a variant.
wowzers. I'm so freaking amped, and a lot of my opinions about the vibes are rooted in the return of Kat. I just think that things are just lining up perfectly. Teams are getting hurt as we're getting healthy. we stayed above water all this time, and now it's like, okay, we have 8 games to really figure it out. And I just think it's really exciting stuff, and I think it sets the table pretty nice for like the next the pending NBA Finals run of the Timberwolves. Because now I think I can see it now.
You saw that Punch Drunk Wolves tweet, and now you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Dude, no, I mean, I like last night I saw it. I was like, oh my god! Like, if once Ant gets his legs back under him, and we have a real fucking point guard now that's not being mean and not a high usage person,
and can guard
someone with more than with a heart rate higher than 10.
Can we pre-buy the Game 7 tickets or Game 6 tickets for Denver, Minnesota final conference or Western Conference Finals?
No, it's Lakers Timberwolves, dude.
We're doing Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought we were doing Denver. I like Denver.
Look at Brandon's face just twitch.
You guys with the friggin' Lakers, they just got their asses kicked by the Bulls yesterday.
I'm never going to bet against Patrick Beverly, but whatever. Let's move into the return of Cat. Meow. What a freaking moment in time this is. Cat's return has gone just about as good as it could possibly be going after, the national media ignoring his injury and his existence and his impact on the team months and months and months and months of that happening. The national media is seemingly like hopping on Cat's meow machine and praising. I even heard Bill Simmons praise him over the weekend. Like StatMuse, one of the biggest haters on Twitter of Cat, is like showing him love. So I just I can't believe it. Do you mind if I ISO this for a second? And
Absolutely.
Just go? So there's there's some things that I just love to see about the return of Cat. As Brandon so eloquently tweeted earlier today or yesterday.
Is it the one about Cat being good?
Yeah, having one of the most efficient scorers in NBA history during late game situations makes things way easier. I mean, we all saw 4 minutes left in the fourth and they can't buy a shot. Now it's like, oh, there's Cat.
Or just like having him to just straight line drive down one with 8 seconds left is like infinitely better than any other offense we've run.
Someone's fouling here. We don't know who, but someone's fouling here. So that's great. And then with Cat's return, his bag is a little rusty, but he's knocking down these massive shots when it counts. Need I remind you of last night, my lord. And then he's also making just great decisions. I've been really impressed with his passing.
And just like his general, he hasn't had like he hasn't blown the top off because of like foul calls, which in that Atlanta game, pretty impressive.
Yeah. I feel like we kind of had the refs whistle in the Atlanta game.
Did you watch Trae Young?
Besides the Trae Young stuff, I feel like the whistle was okay. The Trae Young stuff is just infuriating.
We had the exact same number of free throw attempts. I checked today. I was curious. 24 in the Atlanta game.
What's the comparison? The Hawks and
they both had the same number of.
There was another team in that game, the Wolves.
I thought you were doing like no. I thought it was like Trae Young had 24 free throws.
I was only had like 15.
I was only saying that because I was looking at that game to be like, wow, they were so heavily favored, and it was. I mean, it evened up.
Trae Young drew a lot of fouls on jump shots.
Yeah, the stuff that they were supposed to ban.
Yeah.
But whatever. Long story short is I think the reintegration of Cat is going so well is because of something Brandon's going to be very proud of. The absence of D'Angelo Russell makes everything so much easier.
And the presence of Mike Conley.
Yeah, in the presence of Mike Conley, dude. Having a facilitator like Mike, who does not need 18 shots per game, puts the ball in Cat's hands more frequently and eventually Ant. And as Cat gets back up to speed, we're going to see walking top 10 offense Cat more and more. But the big reason why I'm kind of stoked on the return of Cat is the defensive side of the ball. The Timberwolves have been developing a defensive identity in Cat's absence. And that was one thing I was worried about, like reintegrating him. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to get torched. We're going to kind of lose this good thing we got going on. But no, we're not, because we can hide Cat on the worst player, or we can do Spy Rudy on the worst player.
Talked about this right before the Mike Conley trade.
Yes, 3 episodes ago. So having point of attack offenders all over the court makes everything so much easier. And Cat was kind of doing his thing on the perimeter last night. So was Rudy.
Well, and the numbers, more punch drunk Wolves like shout outs.
He's getting a lot of love.
He was tweeting out some stats. As bad as it feels like the Cat Rudy stuff has been, like the transition defense before the injury was ugly and all that stuff, when they've shared the floor this year, they've had what would be far and away the best defense in the NBA this season.
Cat and Rudy?
Yeah, it's a defensive rating of like like 102 or 104 or something like that.
That's nice.
Which would be far and away the best defense. And it's in like 400 minutes.
Yeah.
And when you replace D'Angelo Russell with Mike Conley, the sample goes down to like 30 minutes. The defensive rating is below 100. So when it's Conley, Cat, and Rudy, the defensive rating is like 99.
Durf, what do you have to say
This
about
guy hates sample sizes. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. That makes sense too, because I'm just thinking back anecdotally, and it feels like we couldn't buy a bucket. Like offensively, we were struggling a ton to start the year, and defense apparently wasn't the issue. At least with those
the
two out on
transition defense was always the issue. The half court defense was good, but they were just getting cooked so badly in transition. And
like the Warriors game when they were up by like 50
the Warriors game, the 2 losses to the Spurs. The second Oklahoma City game.
That shit was like when Corey Brewer scored 50. Like there's people just down there like cherry picking.
Yeah. So, and I wonder if a lot of that was happening with just like one or the other on the floor, because to my eye test, it was not that good. But
also D'Lo was slow. Numbers, he was too busy thinking.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about like, to my eye test, they were giving up lots of points because of a bad transition defense. But it ended up netting out to, when those two are on the floor, which was what you would think the transition defense problem would be, the 2 big slow guys on the floor, it wasn't enough to outweigh how good the half-court defense was. Yeah. And still is.
Right. I also think, I mean, just in general, it looked like it was having those 2 on the court, it looked like they were just confused. Like, I don't know where to go. Cat wasn't used to being in there.
I wonder if Cat was just watching the games and just like...
Well, a lot of just like switching up defensive schemes thing too was a big problem, where it was like,
they're trying to
when
drop
Rudy's at center,
wall.
he's in drop. When Cat's at center, they're in high wall. And that's not as confusing for Rudy and Cat, but for the other guys, like your responsibilities drastically change.
I think Cat is for the most part, a constant, and he knows what to do. I know he was kind of confused in there, but I don't think he was the biggest variable. I think Rudy was. And so I think we figured out how to play as a unit without Cat, and putting him back in, he's just like, oh, yep. And then he talked about like some of the defensive calls have like shifted. He was like in his interview.
But even just like the other guys, the people who have been playing while Cat has been out, they've gotten more comfortable with toggling defensive coverages, because they've still had to do that with Rudy and Nas. Like, you can't put Nas in drop, or you're going to just get cooked every time, and he's going to foul a lot.
Yeah, but being able to figure out how to play with Rudy as a unit and then adding Cat in, obviously, is a luxury. But yeah, I mean, kind of our main talking points, like what you said with the media, it is pretty insane. Like, I just tried to like Google today to just find what articles I could find. And it was like when the injury first happened, like that week of the 30th, there was a handful of like, whatever. There's like no coverage at all. And partly to the Wolves' fault, because they just didn't talk about it. Yeah. So obviously like it's not frame of mind for like the national media to pick it up. But in general, like it was just not a talking point with the Wolves. And whatever, this just leads into like the media bias thing, but it's just frustrating that like all you hear about is the guy, like when Steph's missing time, or LeBron or Kawhi, like some of these guys are missing. It's just constantly.
Those guys are, I just like to say, those guys are much better than Karl Anthony Towns.
Not that much better, if you ask me.
Okay,
those are like 3 of the 20 best.
This guy's in the pockets of big corporate media.
All right, Beck, what examples can I use that would be right?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so anyway, my point, I'm trying to use examples of guys that have missed time this year that have been, it's been very detrimental to their team.
Zion Williamson, I think, is the prime example of, everyone talked about how sad it is that the Pelicans have collapsed because Zion Williamson's been gone.
Is that just because like maybe people didn't focus on it because the Timberwolves just kept hanging around 500 besides that 16-21?
I mean, the truth is that it is very frustrating, because our day-to-day is Cat's missing. This is frustrating. We could be so much better if we had him. That is not the perspective of the national media that has to adjust. They're like, oh, well, that's the Wolves. He's not there. We're not going to just continually give them an out. However, when you have guys like LeBron, you have those like whatever, they've made it to the tier where you want to give those teams the benefit out because you expect them to be top level with that player. So yes, that's the bias, whatever. Now we're hearing the like back end of, whoa, like Cat, you see him pop in and just score 22 in a game winner. I think it was 22. He scored.
It was.
And so whatever, that the benefit comes from that.
Do you think? Oh, I had a question. Then I saw myself in the TV reflection. I said, "That's a really nice red looking shirt," and I forgot my question.
That shirt is orange.
It's like no. Nike says it's cayenne red.
Oh, looks orange.
What was I gonna say, Durf?
Something
that was
about
nice. Kelly, your notes. We can cut this.
I mean, I kind of went off the cuff with the last.
Damn it! You said some really interesting shit, and I saw.
Okay, I said something about how I said the truth. You guys really.
It wasn't. It was after the truth.
Yeah, but I mean, I think too though, like so you were talking about how they're like not expecting anything from the Wolves. I think the other thing too, the reason that they were not talking as much about the Cat thing when he was hurt is there was a weird vibe that Cat being gone was going to make the Timberwolves better.
Yeah,
because
that's right.
he's so because national media guys are so down on Karl Anthony Towns and everyone was so up in arms about the Rudy Gobert trade and the weird fit. There was a large segment of people that was like, oh, well, now we got rid of this weird Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert fit. Like now they can really go. And it's like, well, actually they just lost an all NBA player for more than half of the season. And spoiler alert, he's really good.
He's really good. Okay, that jogged my memory. Do you think, Nate, the national media thing, since you've been the archivist this episode and you digging back into stuff, do you think that is a consequence of a certain someone calling Rachel Nichols and like the fallout of the Butler era? Because Butler came out as the alpha and Cat looked like the bitch.
I don't know. I mean, we've talked about this. I don't know how much Cat has done himself favors in the way that he's presented in the national media. I mean, we're talking about the cringe stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that that's part of a much larger formula, but ultimately it's that the Wolves have been in mediocrity since KG left.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I mean, it's the same. You can't watch every game that 30 teams play. Mm-hmm. So you're just going to have to rely on national guys telling you what to think.
I wonder.
You can't watch 30 games every day.
That's true.
I wonder because I wonder if Cat saw what happened with Jimmy and everyone just started to recklessly slander him. So we've talked about this on the pod before. When he talks about himself, that's when the cringe stuff happens because I think he's trying to control his own narrative. Mm-hmm. Whereas when he's talking on like the Austin Rivers podcast about like other people, he comes off as so genuine when he's like, Ant's an all-star, Jaden's coming in an all-star. That was like the best part of the interview. So I think when he's trying to get out ahead of stuff and create his own narrative and people can see through that. And I think that's just like, it might be a trauma response to, Jimmy being incredibly sour to him on a large level.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just the performative stuff. It's the way he always kind of seems like he's trying to say whatever he's supposed to say and not just like, it never really feels like Cat is speaking from the heart. And when he is, it is like the weird, incoherent, like, this is what movies is made of rambling.
Okay, I didn't think we were going to do this bit, but it seems like we're going into the bit. We're doing the bit.
I think this is a fun bit.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing the crack.
He gave an Ant post-game interview. Like, I mean, you can, when you listen to him talk, it's
he's trying to be like Ant.
You're trying to be Ant, which is, I mean, I get it. It's fine. Like, that comes naturally to Ant, but that's what was happening.
What if a little bit of Cat rubs off on Ant, then Ant becomes like a weirdo? I love it.
How great was the weird little like Cat and Ant dance after the interview?
They're perfect. I love them. I love their games together on the court. I think that's just phenomenal. Just all that, but also I just love like the dichotomy of their personalities. Like this is exactly what I need.
Jordan's been on a weird like straw man argument thing on Twitter where every time someone posts like a Cat and Ant highlight, he's like, I was told they couldn't play together. And it's like, nobody said that.
You guys are not you guys are in a nice, positive, no ball portion of Twitter. I have these freaking weirdos that comment on Bring Me the News Facebook articles, and they don't know shit about ball. All these K-fan rubes don't know shit about ball, and they say the most horrendous, dumb things.
Nobody has said that Cat and Ant are a bad on-court fit.
So many people have said that. It's based in nothing, but I see this stuff. Guys, go on the comments of like any news article, and you'll see people saying, gotta trade Cat, he's so soft. I know they don't know ball. They're all from Marshall, Minnesota. They don't know shit.
That's also different than Cat and Ant don't fit together.
People have said that.
Jolly follows a lot of AI and bot accounts.
And apparently reads a lot of article comments.
Because I get so angry. That's when my best tweets come out, bro. I trigger myself.
I will say the dumbest things I've ever seen have been in the Bleacher Report comments in the app.
Why are you guys reading these weird
Because they're awesome and they're so brain dead.
It has a thread. Like, you can't skip it.
Whatever. We don't need to. Also, I'm just trying to be positive. We're going to do the Cat cringe counter, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to play his post-game interview from last Wednesday, and we're going to count the cringes as they happen.
Yeah, so
as
for
we feel them.
So for context, we did our preseason over-unders, and one of the over-unders was Karl Anthony Towns cringe quotes throughout the season. And because of the 50-game absence, he stayed very low on the cringe quotes this year.
Good for him.
But he really filled it up in that post-game interview. And cringe quotes don't mean bad.
Yeah, just like kind of like things that make you go, ooh.
Yeah. We talked about that when we were like talking about this over-under number. Was Cat cringe quotes come out at 2 times: when things are going really well or when things are going really bad. This was one of the really well times.
Kind of like he takes the vibes and he pushes them.
Yeah, exactly.
My wife was like, yeah, that post-game interview was so cringy. I loved it. I cried.
It was pretty adorable.
It was great. All right, I'm going to pull up the interview now. I'm going to just put my phone up to the mic. I'm going to, maybe in post-prod, I will put in the actual audio. As you feel the cringe in yourself, you have to go ding.
Okay.
Or should we do like, you have to go Brandon, you have to go Nate, and I have to go Jelly Boy? Or
I'm just going to go ding.
Oh, boo. Okay. Hang on. Let's get it.
This is what movies is made of.
Ding.
This is what movies is made of. 4 months away, I come back, 2 free throws. Don't worry about it.
Ding for 2 free throws.
Well, Kat, that was the question I was going to ask. It's been 51 games since these Timberwolves fans have seen you, and they missed you.
I missed them. Love. There's been long days, longer nights, but guess what? All I can think about was coming to Target Center and making it happen. So I appreciate y'all. Yes, sir. Yes,
Ding.
sir.
What did it feel like for you to get back on this court with your teammates? It looked like Kat was back. What did it feel like for you, Kat?
I mean, for sure, like you said, Kat is back. Felt
Ding,
great.
ding.
Teammates been behind me this whole time. So, you know, it's just a long process, but when you get to this point and you get to go up there, like I said, with the game on the line, felt more to up. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
That's 5 thus far.
Nas Reed was outstanding in this
Absolutely
one.
fantastic.
Torian Prince is playing unbelievable. Jaden McDaniels, 25 points, 0 turnovers.
Yes.
Your teammates have been holding the fort down.
Yes, for sure.
What do you have to say about their readiness?
I mean, come on, they've been fantastic. They've been holding it down tonight. It's just a night where you see this whole team gelling together, coming together. When I came back, I just wanted to fit in, you know, do my part, do what I do best, but also just seeing all these guys grow through the season, and I've been able to see it, obviously, unfortunately, from the sidelines, but
Love it.
man,
Yeah, pretty
it's
good.
all-star.
That was a good one.
Jaden's turning into all-star.
Love it.
So cool.
Everybody
Positive
going
ding.
Crazy. Target Center's crazy. I love it.
Little ding
This
there.
is the place to be.
Oh, you think that was a ding?
I don't think that one was a ding.
No, like a
Get this
positive
guy
ding.
back.
Oh,
Anthony
positive ding.
Edwards in
Yeah.
the lineup. 8 games left, Kat, in this season. Every single one of them matters. You guys go on a tough West Coast road trip on Sunday. What do we need to expect, and what does the readiness need to be from your crew?
Like we always is. We a wolf pack.
Ding.
We move
Ding,
together.
ding, ding.
Together, we gonna win together. So
Ding,
that's
ding,
what I
ding,
expect
ding,
on this
ding,
road
Like we
trip.
always is,
Kat,
we a wolf
congratulations.
pack.
You're
I love it.
back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
Appreciate
mean-
y'all.
Appreciate y'all. I like the
I
appreciate
like that
y'all.
one too. I've got that at about somewhere between 5 and 6.
And how much do we have for the season?
Over-under was 5.5.
There we go. One interview.
Yeah.
It's not a negative thing. That's what we
he
needed.
had, he had to make up for lost time.
Some of those things are like very endearing, and it's
Yeah.
like, I'm happy about this, but it just is goofy the way you're saying.
At first I watched, I go, oh, that's nice. And then I watched, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cringe. And now I'm like walking around going, this is what movies is made of. Like, I want to put that on, like, I went on customink.com and I designed a shirt that was, this is what movies is made
Exactly.
of.
And like we said, the cringe quotes don't mean that it's bad. They're just cringe. And Cat's kind of a cringy guy, but a nice cringy guy.
The more I think about it, maybe because people are calling out, so my response is to like love it. But I fucking love it.
Oh, I love it
great.
too.
Yeah.
It was so like that was like peak vibes.
Oh God, I love it. Anything else we want to say about Cat? We've been going long on him. I mean, he is our all NBA player.
We're so excited to have him back.
It is great.
We want to move on to Jaden McDaniels.
Let's talk about Jaden McDaniels.
All right, gentlemen. So just to set the floor here for this Jaden McDaniels segment, I'm going to read off Jaden McDaniels' stats for the season.
Are you going to do a bit where you tell stuff and then me and Durf answer?
Well, so would you guys be excited if I told you that Jaden McDaniels was averaging 13 points a game, 4 rebounds, 1.5 assists on a 52% effective field goal percentage and 34% from 3? Would you guys be excited about that?
That sounds nice.
Ah, shit. Okay, so I fucked that up. Actually, those are Jaylen Brown's stats from his third season.
Oh.
So what his stats actually are 12.1 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 51% effective field goal percentage, and 38% from 3. So even better than third year Jaylen Brown, right?
That would make me
not,
hyped.
though.
So yeah, I'm sorry, I messed that up again. That's actually Paul George's second season.
What are you doing, Brandon? Do you even know how computers work?
So yeah, okay, I'm going to get it right this time.
Yeah, lock in.
It's 12.8 points per game, 6.2 rebounds,
Okay.
2 assists, 57% effective field goal percentage on 38% from 3. So that's pretty good.
That's really good.
Better than third year Jaylen Brown, and second year Paul George.
Uh-huh.
Well, but that's actually Kawhi Leonard's third season.
Do you know how typing works?
So I promise this is actually Jaden McDaniels' stats.
All right, I'm ready.
Jaden McDaniels, 12.1 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 59% effective field goal percentage, 39% from 3. Jaden McDaniels' third season is better than Jaylen Brown's third season. It's better than Paul George's second season, and it's better than Kawhi Leonard's third season. Aside from maybe Kawhi Leonard, Jaden McDaniels is already a far superior defender than Jaylen Brown and Paul George have ever been.
This is electrifying stuff.
We're like the expectations just kind of continue to level up for him. His rookie year, we were like, oh wow, this is like a fun 3-and-D player. He can knock down some corner threes, like defend at a really high level. And then it was like, well, okay, he's like really good though. Maybe this is like an all defensive caliber player. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, he's got a little bit of an offensive bag. Maybe this is like an all defensive player that's also like maybe a fringe all-star. And then it's like, oh, maybe he's like a future defensive player of the year, like potential all NBA player, because that's kind of what it's starting to look like. He's shooting 40% from 3.
Oh my God.
In 2023. So 3 full months almost.
Mm-hmm.
He's shooting 40% from 3 on over 4 attempts per game. And the thing that got us like really excited, last night's game, excluding because he got into the foul trouble, obviously, but we can't talk about like the legendary ball denial on Stephen Curry,
dude,
in crunch time.
I tweeted about this. Like after this, it just says so much. What is he, 21?
Yeah.
It says so much about a guy. Like, because we've seen a bunch of young players coming through a Wolves uniform, have horrible games and just like give up. The fact they locked in most important play of the game and still landed it. That's a really promising thing about like the tenacity and the professionalism of a 21-year-old. Sorry, Brandon, keep going.
But so, and then the big thing, the reason we're like so excited about him right now is what he did, what he showed in like a small sample when Ant went down. So the 4-game stretch that Ant missed, so we're including the Chicago game in it because Ant basically missed that whole game. 21.5 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 2.3 assists.
Mm-hmm.
On really good efficiency. I don't even know where to stop with them. I just am starting to think that the sky is the limit, to the point where he's not even just like a nice piece. He's looking like a foundational player at like he might end up being better than Cat someday.
I was starting to think like, because like when he was like the only Durf, do you have this where like when you're just watching just a Jaden McDaniels led offense and he did like his little between the legs little thing and like he's putting up whatever, how many points did he do over
21 and a half points per game.
Did you have this inkling that like, well, maybe he's like the foundational piece, like how can we afford him? Did you have any doubts about like how that's going to work in the future?
Yes, and I want to ask Beck about that in a minute here, but it's been absolutely mind-blowing, this like offensive like explosion
His finishing at the rim, like
it's
out of
insane,
nowhere,
dude. And so over the last 10 games, I looked this up, he's been shooting, and again, it's a smaller sample size, but like 15.7 points per game, 51% field goal, 44% from 3, 4 boards, 1.6 assists, 1 block.
Four boys.
He's been having 4 boys. Get that out of there.
He's doing the Will Chamberlain, apparently, putting up big numbers.
But anyway, like his confidence is there offensively that I don't think it was there before. And I don't think he ever questioned himself, but I think he just was like kind of like not wanting to be the focal point of the offense. So his like transition offense, like he's not slowing up to like set something up. He's willing to take the ball to the hoop. His spot up shooting's been amazing. He just has this quiet confidence about himself.
Insanely quiet confidence.
Yeah, which I think lends itself to, I mean, he's a very unselfish player. So I think, I mean, it just seems like that's his personality. So it's not surprising that after all the crap that went wrong in that game, he's still just the same kind of like, going to work.
Do you guys see any Kyle Anderson in his game? Is he learning from Kyle the way Ant's been learning from Ricky
quicker.
and Pat-Bev? And
I definitely can see that. Like he's been good from like that mid floater range, which is like a big staple of Kyle Anderson's game. That's helped him improve like his attacking off the catch and finishing around the rim stuff, is not needing to get all the way to the rim. I mean, the thing that is just the most impressive to me, like I throw out the Jaylen Brown, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard comparisons as just like at this stage in their career, those guys were basically what Jaden McDaniels is right now. The question is always, can you scale up usage and maintain the efficiency that you have? And those guys were able to successfully do that. And the reason we should have some confidence that Jaden McDaniels is capable of doing that is because in those opportunities to do that, every time he's been asked to do that, he's demonstrated that he's capable of it. So D'Angelo Russell gets traded, so there's kind of a little bit of a usage vacuum, and it's like, where are these extra shots going to come from?
About that.
Those have fallen kind of to Jaden McDaniels, and he's made the most of that opportunity. Ant goes down. He's got this kind of 4-game window where we really need him to step up and take, instead of taking his 8 to 10 shots per game, we need you to take 14 to 15 shots per game. And he does that, and he maintains that efficiency. And it really just looks like I said, it really just looks like the sky is the limit. If he continues to stack this stuff on, because the foundation of his game is so good. Like at the very worst, he has
defense. You can always count on defense.
All caliber defense and spot up shooting to fall back on. So he keeps like layering these other things onto his game. Like, you know, if he's got 2 assists per game right now. You look at like Paul George, 2.4 assists per game, his second year. If Jaden can level up that playmaking, like Paul George has been able to, like Kawhi Leonard has been able to, like those are things where as you just kind of increase his leash, you find yourself like having a really good player on your hands.
He's been able to integrate Rudy a little bit too when he was leading the offense. Like he had like some cool oops and stuff. Durf, you had a question for Brandon. I forgot what it was, but you said you had a question for Brandon down the line.
I'm sure. I mean, I think you have this segment or this part you're going to talk about, but like, how can we possibly afford him?
I mean, I think you just are going to pay him a lot. There's, as far as like NBA rules go, we can pay him more than anyone else can. I can't imagine with how invested in him they are from a standpoint of what they gave up additionally in the Rudy Gobert trade. I can't imagine they would they would lowball him or anything. It does make things trickier from like a planning perspective, because I think 2 years ago you're looking at Jaden McDaniels' rookie scale extension and you're like, is it going to be like 480? And it's like, oh, that's a lot. And now like then last year, then like going into this year, you're like, is Jaden McDaniels going to get $100 million? And now it's like, he's probably going to get over 30 a year.
You
like,
think so?
Like 120. I mean, if he makes all
That's
defense
true,
first team in his third season, and he's got an almost 60% effective field goal percentage, and he's shooting 40% from three. I mean,
you can't
he's going to take the Jaylen Brown, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard numbers to the table and say, these are my third year player comps.
Yeah. He's making $2.5 million this year.
I was going to ask,
Because he was a late first round pick.
when is he due up for an extension?
Him and
This
Ant are
offseason?
both due for rookie scale extensions this offseason. So
they're about to get paid.
yeah, I mean, the Ant extension is easy. You offer Ant the max and he signs it. No one's ever turned it down. The Jaden one is trickier, although...
Wait, Ryan Rizzo says Ant might turn it down.
Yeah, he's not going to turn it down. It would be the most insane financial decision anyone has ever made. But yeah, so the way the rookie scale works is you sign your rookie scale. If you're a first round pick, you sign your rookie deal. That's a 4-year contract. And then after year 3, they're eligible for a rookie scale extension. So you can extend them for up to 5 years. And that kicks in after the 4th year. So he'll still be on his rookie contract next year. And then the extension would be on top of that. If we do not extend Jaden McDaniels this offseason, which I have no reason to believe they won't. I think they will pay him handsomely, and they will pay him what he's worth. Then he would play out the 4th year of his rookie deal, and then he would become a restricted free agent. The disadvantage to restricted free agency is they're only eligible for a 4-year contract instead of a 5-year contract. So you would essentially you have the opportunity to match. You can go out and get what you're worth, but you don't get that 9th year of team control.
Jeez.
So is the benefit, I don't think they should do this, but would the benefit to him playing out that last year, becoming a restricted free agent, is that you pay him his market value instead of your inflated?
Well, it's not even inflated. It's just it's basically like proving how much you can get.
Yeah.
Like a rookie scale extension is all like, theoretically, this is what we think you're worth, but you're not negotiating with anybody else, which is actually how your value is determined. Versus restricted free agency is like,
it's free market capitalism, baby. Supply, demand. What do we got, dude?
I think he would get a 4-year max if he hit restricted free agency.
You think?
You also
How exciting.
Do you think he?
I mean, DeAndre Ayton almost got a 4-year max.
Oh God, sorry, Augie.
Augie, I was just gonna say, Augie's probably got back blocked on
Future
No,
guest.
Augie followed me after that. We're bros now.
Oh, he already followed me.
He's been following me for a very long time. That's
Okay,
fine.
you
guys
know
are
him.
buds.
Future guest on the pod, Suns Mind Augie. What if there's a Timberwolves Suns series we can have Augie on?
We'll look forward to a little preview.
I don't want that though, because I don't want to play Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the conference finals.
Well, Kevin Durant is like broken. He's a broken boy.
Yeah, but he's coming back soon.
Yeah, but what if Glue Girl?
What if he's still
What if Glue
broken,
Girl
though?
turns into Water Girl and
And he slips?
Yes, she becomes Sweat Girl and he slips on her sweat.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe for a future
it
pod
could
episode.
happen.
What if Glue Girl becomes Joe Mama Salsa's girl and she puts Joe Mama Salsa on the floor of the Target Center and then Kevin Durant slips and tears his butt and then he can't play.
You can't play with a torn butt.
You can't.
Those are
Adam
the rules.
Silver's like, I'll let a lot of things fly.
No torn butts.
No torn butts. 8 games, you're back after the gun thing. But if you have a torn butt, I can't do it. Joe Mama Salsa, big on tearing butts, big on flavor, and big on
Big on tearing butts.
The jar has a second use.
They haven't said anything about it yet, so it's fine. Big on flavor. Also, they are big on fundraising. We're going to keep hitting this because baseball season's coming up. It's here, Brandon. You're a baseball coach.
Love baseball.
Baseball's here. He's a baseball coach. If you need to raise some money for your team or organization, you can peddle Joe Mama's salsa. Okay, you sell the jars for $6.50, and you get to keep the $3 for your team or organization. And as an added bonus, you get the peace of mind that it's actually a good product. I've gone on this tangent before, and then you guys make fun of me, but like people sell magazines or crappy chocolate, and it's gross or a burden on your friends and family. Joe Mama's salsa is actually fire. I forgot who I was talking to, but they called me. They're like, I was having a conversation, and he goes, "Real talk though, is that salsa actually good?" I go, "Dude, you have no fucking idea. Mm-hmm. It's actually immaculate stuff." Joe Mama's comes in 5 delicious flavors: original, Mama's Baby, mango, pineapple. You know my freaking thoughts: roasted garlic and smoking hot Mama. So there's something for everyone in your family with Joe Mama's, and it uses locally sourced ingredients as well. So to find out more about the fundraising, do joemamas.com/fundraising in your browser. Do the URL in the browser. That's how people talk about searching things.
Do that, internet.
Yeah. Or if you just want to buy the stuff, joemamas.com, and you can just enjoy the salsa. What's your guys' favorite? I mean, has it evolved? Because I've always been a big pineapple mango guy, but I'm shifting slightly towards roasted garlic.
I'm a pineapple mango guy.
Yeah, it's hard to beat.
I'm at mild. What's the mild called again? I think it's just mild.
It's just original, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Mama's Baby, sorry.
Mama's Baby. Yep.
You're a Mama's Baby guy?
Yeah.
Should we do ChatGPT, Timber Tales?
I think so. Yeah, we should.
Do you have anything else? I saw the segue for the ad read, so I took it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Timber Tales, baby. This is the bit where we type in a script idea into ChatGPT, and then we do a table read of the script. This is the final week of Timber Tales. I know we said 4 episodes. We're doing 3 because nothing gold can stay, Pony Boy. Guys, what was your favorite ChatGPT Timber Tales memory?
Ed Malloy barbecue sauce.
Yeah, the
lube was a good one.
Mr. Peanut will always have a place in my heart.
Mr. Peanut. The Treasure of Timberwolves Island, the OG.
The OG was great. Much maligned, and people didn't like it like they liked the Mr. Peanut one.
Is that true?
Didn't you tell me that?
No, that was me.
That was,
Listener Nick voiced his opinion.
Listener Nick hated pirates. You know why? He thought that he's a big Amber Heard fan. So anything pirate adjacent, he goes, nope. Okay, so we have 2 today. One from my brain, and another from former guest on the pod, Chalangalangason. I got his prompt to finally work. So we'll start with mine. Brandon, you are the narrator.
Is this at the bottom again?
Yes.
Yep. In Jally's secret stash of ChatGPT bits in case we want to do more during the pod.
So you're green, Brandon. Nate, you're red. I'm blue. Nate, you'll be playing the role of Austin Rivers, and I will be the news anchor / Anthony Edwards.
And I will be the narrator / referee.
That's right. I forgot you're the ref for a little bit.
All right. Are we ready?
Durf's still looking for it. He's focusing hard. He's trying to do google.com/doc/crunchwearsnopants in his browser.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yes.
The pie incident. The sketch opens with a Minnesota Timberwolves game in progress. Guard Austin Rivers is dribbling the ball down the court, but suddenly he stops and pulls out a pie from his shorts. Shocked. What the hell are you doing, Austin?
I'm just sharing some dessert, ref.
Without warning, Austin throws the pie at the referee, hitting him square in the face. Wiping pie from my face. That's it. You're out of the game. The crowd boos as Austin leaves the court, but things quickly take a turn for the worse when the conservative news outlets pick up the story.
In a shocking display of violence, Austin Rivers of the Minnesota Timberwolves has been identified as a member of Antifa.
Austin is shown on the screen with a black hoodie and a bandana over his face, holding a pie in one hand and a hammer and sickle in the other.
This dangerous group is known for their radical agenda and their willingness to use violence to achieve their goals.
Austin is shown in various photoshopped images, including one where he's leading a group of protests with a giant pie, and another where he's smashing a pie into the American flag.
I'm now Anthony Edwards. Oh no, we have to do something to clear Austin's name.
Anthony walks over to Austin, who's sulking in the corner.
Austin, we need to awaken your inner self. The one named Macaroni Tony.
Macaroni Tony? What are you talking about?
Just trust me. Just close your eyes and focus on the sound of my voice.
Austin reluctantly closes his eyes, and suddenly he's transported into a psychedelic world where he's dressed in a flamboyant suit and holding a microphone.
I'm Macaroni Tony, and I'm here to say I love pies in a major way, but I'm not a member of Antifa. That's just fake news from Fox News and Breitbart.
Austin opens his eyes and stands up, feeling a newfound confidence.
You're right, Anthony. I am Macaroni Tony, and I won't let those Fox News jerks bring me down.
The sketch ends with Austin confidently strutting out of the locker room as Anthony Edwards cheers him on. The end.
I think ChatGPT is losing its sauce a little bit.
I thought your ChatGPT had turned Austin Rivers into a right-wing political commentator.
No, he's being attacked by them.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, so there's one part that listeners don't get to experience, where it says Macaroni Tony singing to the tune of "Born in the USA,"
really
but it doesn't work to the tune of "Born in the USA." So we're gonna do it together. We're gonna see if we can make it work. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm Macaroni Tony, and I'm here to say, like, it drops, like it.
Yeah,
I really only know the "Born in the USA"
Yeah.
I know,
part
that's
of that
same
song.
here.
But like, I love pies in a major way, but I'm not a member of Antifa. That's just fake news from Fox and Breitbart. Yeah, the Breitbart bit's weird.
It is very weird.
Yeah. So this is why we're ending ChatGPT. Too many people are on it. It's hit critical mass, and now it's starting to mail it in. It's
All right.
so.
I see Tucker Carlson is in the next one.
Perfect.
Yeah. So this one is submitted by, like I said, former guest host of the pod, Schlange Langeson of the CND NBA show. The prompt he submitted was, the prompt is Rudy Gobert, the 2004 Denzel Washington film Man on Fire, and the green M&M. You couldn't handle the green M&M.
The Tucker Carlson rant about them desexualizing the green M&M.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't
is
working.
Legendary.
That's why it wasn't working for so long. I would type this prompt in. I did it for we started this last month. I would type it in. He goes, "We can't do this. Too controversial right now." What the fuck, ChatGPT? You won't let me do it? Okay, let's do it.
All
Thank you, Chalanga, for submitting what is truly a work of art.
All right, I will be playing the role of the narrator once again. The role of Rudy Gobert will be played by Durf, and the green M&M and Tucker Carlson will be played by Jordan.
This goes without saying. I'll have radically different voices for both characters.
Is there a kiss scene between me and Jally in this?
Do you have a good Tucker Carlson impression?
I'm horrible at impressions. Can we workshop this and try to lock in?
Yeah.
Okay.
The green M&M has changed.
Oh,
Why
maybe
is that?
Maybe you should be. Do you want to be Tucker Carlson and the green M&M this time?
No, I want to be the narrator.
That was really good.
It's just replicate Beck's voice.
Do it again.
The green M&M has changed, and I don't know why.
Okay, I'm going to do my best.
It's higher pitched, a little bit.
But my
drawn
green
out.
M&M voice is going to be high pitched.
Just make it like a girl
Is Tucker
voice.
Carlson the green M&M?
We'll find out
Oh.
and read the script. Brandon, take us away.
Fade in. Rudy Gobert's apartment. Day. Rudy Gobert, star center for the Minnesota Timberwolves, sits on his couch with a loaded gun in his hand. The green M&M sits next to him, looking worried.
I can't take it anymore. Tucker Carlson keeps spewing his hate and everyone eats it up.
I know, Rudy, but we can't let him get to us.
Suddenly, the TV blares a news program. Tucker Carlson's face fills the screen.
I can't do this shit, man. I can't do it.
I'll take the Tucker Carlson role.
You'll be
All right.
Tucker? Okay.
And now an update on the green M&M controversy. Some are calling for the boycott of the candy industry, claiming the green M&M is too sexually suggestive for children. But let me be clear. I think the green M&M is hot. I just can't act on my desires because making out with candy would make me a woke hypocrite. Rudy jumps up, his gun cocked and loaded.
That's it. I'm done with this guy.
Wait, Rudy, you can't just go after him like that.
I have to do something. He's making a mockery of you and everything that you stand for.
Okay, but be careful.
Rudy nods and heads for the door. Cut to Tucker Carlson's studio, day. Rudy storms into the studio, his gun at the ready. Tucker Carlson, flanked by his security guards, looks up in surprise. Well, well, well. Look who's decided to drop by.
You think you could just say whatever you want about the green M&M and get away with it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings?
You're a fascist pig, and I'm going to take you down.
Tucker Carlson just laughs. Ha ha ha. You know what, Rudy? I want to make out with the green M&M. That's right. I want to smooch that chocolatey shell and taste the sweet, sweet candy inside. Rudy's eyes bulge in rage.
You sick, twisted bastard!
The two men lunge at each other, fists flying. Cut to Rudy Gobert's apartment, night. Rudy and the green M&M sit on the couch covered in bruises and blood. Rudy's gun is lying on the coffee table.
Are you okay?
I'll live.
The green M&M snuggles up to him, her chocolatey scent filling the air.
You know I kind of like it when you get... You know I kind of like it when you get all worked up and protective of me.
Rudy smiles weakly, his eyes closing.
I'll do anything to protect you.
Fade out.
Brandon, that was just an MVP. You really put the team on your back there because I was not going to get through making out. You know, I want to make out with the green M&M.
I want to taste that sweet chocolatey filling.
So, if you guys want Brandon saying things about the green M&M as your text tone or your ringtone, just like the tweet of the episode drop, and I will DM you the proper file type so you can make that your ringtone. Congrats, ChatGPT. Thank you for a great bit. Thank you. Going out in a blaze of glory. Geez. What do we even talk about now?
Random
It's
wolf of the week.
time.
Well, hang on. We have to talk about Jimmy's dips first.
You'll talk about then why are you asking us?
Well, I just want to know if we had any more things we want to say about ChatGPT. I wonder if Jimmy's Dips loves being after Timber Tales. I wonder if they just
Everyone quits the pod right before that.
So Jimmy's Dips. All right, they got the Jimmy's French blue cheese dressing, which combines locally sourced blue cheese crumbles and Jimmy's delicious French dressing. I don't know if you guys can tell, but we only support locally based companies here on the pod. Jimmy's Dips is no different. They got the French blue cheese dressing, like I said, the Thousand Aloe dressing, the pineapple coleslaw, the smoky dip, and so much more. Regardless of what your hankering is, your flavor hankering, your flankering. Much like how Tucker Carlson security flanked him in our ChatGPT bit. If you got a flavor hankering, Jimmy's Dips has got it for you. It's a third generation family run Minnesota company. Like I said, shout Sewersville, Minnesota. You can get yours at the local Cub or Hy-Vee, and it's not in the talking points, but I see them at Target. So do your thing. It's time for Random Wolf of the Week. Wow. All right, Brandon. It's Brandon?
It's me.
Hi.
All right, it's time for Random Wolf of the Week. You all know the rules. 5 hints. After each hint, you get a guess.
I'm stressed, Durf.
And
Don't be.
Okay.
the hints
Thanks.
get progressively easier. And you get your early, no hint, free guess.
Okay, Durf, come here. Yes, say it.
McKinley Wright.
McKinley Wright is
The fourth.
incorrect.
I didn't specify which one.
Well, the other ones didn't play for the Wolves.
That you know of.
Well, it's public record.
Not these. Not these McKinleys.
Not these ones.
All right,
Give it to me,
here we go.
Daddy.
Hint number 1.
Yes.
He played for 3 teams in his career.
Okay.
The Timberwolves, Clippers, and Blazers.
Oh, is that the order as well?
Probably.
It's obviously Corey Maggette.
Sure.
No, he didn't play for the
Famous
Timberwolves.
Timberwolf, Corey
Wait,
Maggette.
sorry. I was thinking about NBA Live 2004. I always traded for Corey Maggette. It was easy to trade for. Timberwolves.
It's like me trading Drew Brees for Michael Vick to have Michael Vick and LaDainian Tomlinson together in Madden 2004.
cheat code. I think I'm going to guess it's not Marco Yarich. Should we just guess Marco to keep things moving?
Yeah.
Marco.
Marco Jaric is incorrect. Despite clue number 2.
Number 2.
Despite being drafted in the second round, he played all 82 games and averaged over 18 minutes per game his rookie season
As a Timberwolf?
as a Timberwolf.
Wow.
Oh, we got an additional clue.
Nice.
I mean, that clue was designed to be
okay.
that it was for the Timberwolves.
So-
A second round pick that played 82 games for the Wolves. That means he was drafted by us and then later played for the Clippers and Blazers.
Yes. That is how this works.
That's how
Also,
orders
potentially
work.
us again. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Ooh. Think of second round picks that have been impactful for the Wolves.
That's the thing. That is the thing. 82 games.
The whole season. Didn't miss a game.
I'm thinking about the Clippers too. This is giving me mid 2010s vibes. I'm gonna guess Durf.
We don't think it's Robbie Hummel, do we?
Robbie Hummel.
Good guess. Incorrect.
Damn it! I thought that was a really hot guess.
I thought Robbie Hummel would be the guess after that.
He's the only second round pick I can think of.
Robbie Hummel, really good second round pick.
Yep.
But he didn't play for any other teams after the Timberwolves.
Okay.
Sad. That's what I kind of thought. But I was like, why not? Give it a shot.
All right.
What do we got?
In his 3-year Wolves career,
Okay.
he scored more points than Ricky Davis, Jimmy Butler, Malik Beasley, Michael Beasley,
What?
Jeff Teague, and Taj Gibson. Not combined, individually.
Also, you're saying like on average, right? Or
No, total points.
Oh, okay.
Damn. So this guy was kind of a hooper.
In his 3 total years combined.
This guy is one of the guys who I was going to bring up in our Better to Remember segment. Better Than You Remember.
Oh yeah, we never
Thing
did that.
we talked
did we?
about? Yeah.
Did we do that or did we never? Do
We
that?
never ended up doing it, but this is one of the guys who I was planning on talking about.
Better than we remember. Kind of was a hooper. Are those his contemporaries? Bonus clue.
What does that mean?
Like,
Did they come before
Is
him?
it around or like around the same time?
Oh,
I mean, those guys
yeah.
were a lot of different times. Ricky Davis to Taj Gibson to Malik Beasley.
That's well.
That's basically that's like a 20-year
I just
window.
want to know. I just want to make
It's
sure.
Kevin Garnett.
I want to make sure it's not the old Shep logo. Oh my God, he's not gonna give it to us.
Yeah, I can't.
You don't get extra hints. Get out of here.
Geez, this is so tough.
I mean, I couldn't think of a second round pick before, and all this says is they scored a lot of points. That doesn't.
Yeah. Second round pick that scored a lot of points. More than Jeff Teague doesn't impress me. I think.
Is this another thing where Beck's like saying that he got drafted, but he was really a trade?
No,
undrafted?
He played
he
82 games
confirmed.
for them his rookie
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, a second round pick draft day trade would be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really wanted him.
Wait, may I pull up your
No.
Wolves 285?
No.
Why can't I just look at a roster?
No, because you'll have a sense for the range.
Wait, Corey Brewer. No, he wasn't a second round pick. Fuck.
Is that your
sorry.
guess?
Sure.
Just
Corey
do it.
Brewer is incorrect. Corey Brewer was like the 7th overall.
I
pick or
really
something.
messed that up. I forgot about the
You're
second
okay.
round.
I didn't have another guess, so.
All right, clue number 4.
I don't like this game anymore.
He ranks 25th in total rebounds in Timberwolves history.
That's a nothing burger of a hint.
That would have given it away for me.
He
So
is a bigger guy.
okay, yeah. So 3-year Wolves career, great rebounder. That's what that hint is designed
Yeah.
to.
Yes. No, I got that from the 25th all time. Or is he a great rebounder or is he just an average rebounder?
He was a really good rebounder.
But the Wolves kind of have not had that much like success. So 25th all time on a bad team doesn't really do it for
Yeah, but he's
me.
only playing 18 minutes per game.
That's true. He's mad efficient. Was it frickin' No. No, I was going to say Shabazz Muhammad, but that's a 15th overall pick.
Yeah.
What was his jersey number?
I can't.
Please tell me.
I'm not going to give you the jersey number because I think it would give it away.
Please.
I only know.
Give me the first number or the second.
I'm not going to
might be-
give you the jersey number.
Please.
No.
What if I asked really nicely?
No.
Please.
No.
Shit. I really thought that would work. I think it is Alan Crabb.
It's not Alan Crabb.
Wait, didn't Alan Crabb not play a game for us?
No, he played for us.
Who is
That was
the-
Omari Spellman.
Spellman, yeah.
The sex cult slave guy.
All right. I will give you hint number 5. If you don't get it, I'll give you the jersey number
Yes.
for hint number
Yes.
6.
How come you never give me the jersey number? Because you know
I gave you the jersey number the last RWOW that I did.
and I was prolific with it. That's
Yeah.
why you're scared.
All right.
Scaredy cat back. Yeah.
If 4 didn't give it away from you, I don't know if 5 will give it away from you.
From
His nickname was the Rhino.
that is Paul Giamatti in The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yep, you got it.
Yeah. The rhino is Rhinus osor.
It is not Rhinus osor. Is Derv's looking it up over there?
No, I'm not.
Do you think it's Rhinus osor?
No, I'm looking it up.
Yeah, you don't give it away.
I'm just on the 287 right now.
Don't give it away because do you have an actual guess, Jordan?
Yeah, the guy said rhino.
Yeah,
man.
it's not him. All right. Bonus hint number 6.
Yes, jersey number. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Jersey number 5.
Oh, it's that guy. It's that guy. Number 5. Who's that guy? What's that guy's name? And it was Kevin Garnett era jerseys, right?
I think it was post Kevin Garnett.
Oh no.
Immediately post Kevin Garnett.
A post number. Oh my god. I think it was Rhinus osor. Who is it?
Still not him.
Oh.
It's Craig Smith.
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
Craig Smith Craig Smith had time with KG.
Was KG on? Was that 06-07? Was that KG's last year?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Smith was
So that his rookie year, he played with KG.
You lied to me on clue number 6.
Yeah, but you guessed Rhinus osor
Twice. Damn it. I always play with Craig Smith because I love the number 5, and I thought it was funny how he had such a generic name.
Yeah, Craig Smith, though, that's like I said, better than you remember. Craig Smith had really good numbers. He averaged 9 points and 4.5 rebounds in less than 20 minutes per game for his career.
Thomas, can you put the camera on me, please?
Hell of a second.
I Googled Craig Smith, and it's a hockey player, Brandon.
the most generic name of all time.
Maybe you should guess more generic names instead of Rhinus osor.
I can't believe.
Otheus Jeffers.
You know what's funny? I play with Craig Smith a lot on NBA Live, and he was kind of hard to play with. So I always assumed that his stats were, not very good. I thought he was like a
Craig
bench
Smith
runner.
was really good.
I had no idea. So because he
Did you have like a weird release or something?
Well, he wasn't a good shooter.
I'll show you a weird release.
Craig Smith was a 3.7% career 3-point shooter.
I can't
Sounds good to me.
And he was short for his position. He was a 6'7" power forward. So he would not fit in today's game.
07, the 3-point line wasn't even there yet.
Yep.
No, it was.
05.
Thanks, Brandon.
I had no idea. The number 5 was a pretty prestigious jersey for us.
I think you mispronounced it. It's prestigious.
Yes, Malik Beasley,
Doug
was
West,
number 5. Doug
William
West,
Avery, Anthony Goldwire, Martell Webster, Will Conroy,
our guy,
Josh Howard, Gorgie Jang, Malik Beasley, Kyle
I was
Anderson.
so excited about Josh Howard.
I wish more would have happened. Do we have anything else we want to talk about on the podcast today, guys, or should we go to Potbelly and get some sandwiches?
Do we want to just quick touch on last recording before
Yes.
before the regular season is over? 7 games left. How are we feeling? What do we think? Like 7-0 gets us to the 4 seed, I think.
You put this in the show sheet, right? Like the upcoming schedule.
The upcoming schedule.
Yeah,
so
yep.
the next two games are
Thank you,
tough.
Brandon. Nope, you're Durf.
The next 2 games are tough, and then the last 4 are like kind of the Lakers one is kind of a toss up, and then the last 4 are like home free. So if we can win 2 of the next 3, like there's real runway to sweep the last 4 games of the season.
You think we can sweep Trailblazers, Nets, Spurs, Pelicans?
So they're probably going to shut down Dame if they
That's
haven't
true.
already.
Yeah, they did.
The Nets are playing real bad.
Is anyone
Spurs
competing
stink.
with the Spurs for the top? Whatever,
Oh no,
for the
because
lottery?
it's the bottom 3. The Spurs are locked in at the bottom. The
Got it.
Pelicans have a crazy tough schedule
Mhm.
for the rest of the season, so they could be eliminated by that game, the last game of the season. That one is a back-to-back, so there's a chance like Cat doesn't play in that game.
Yeah. I think we're going to go a frustrating 4-3, which is good enough to get us across the line. I think we lose.
That 4-3 I don't think will get us out of the play-in.
I think it will, because it's about to be a wild time in the West.
I think to get out of the play-in they have to go 5-2.
I think go 4-3, 7 playing seed.
Does it matter? Because I mean,
Playing game.
does it matter what the wins? Because we do play some teams that we are competing against. Like we have a Lakers game, a Pelicans game.
Yeah.
Suns are.
I mean,
Lakers,
I don't
they won't move us up though. No, there's no one.
Yeah, exactly. The Suns,
the Suns. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
like the Suns game will be important, but yeah, I just think like
Yeah,
I
'cause
think
we're firmly in the
I
seventh.
think they need 43 wins to get out of the play.
Let's go through it. Let's just do gut check, win loss, go around real quick to end the show, and we'll see how close we get when we record again on April.
I think
whatever.
I
11th.
think it's loss, and then we win the last 5.
Wow, Durf.
I'm gonna go win, loss, win, loss, win, loss.
I go same as you, except win to end the season. I think
Okay.
we beat the Pelicans.
I think the
So is that
only way
4
we
and 3?
lose. I think the only way we lose to the Pelicans in that game is if we don't actually have anything to play for. Like if we're like set in the standings
yeah, there's
wherever
like-
we are,
yeah.
then there's like no incentive to play all the guys in
we're
the
getting
back-to-back.
to Matt Ryan, Luca, Minot, Wendell. Starting
But I think
four.
if that game matters, I think we're a lot better than the Pelicans.
Yeesh.
Without Zion Williamson.
Yeah. Well, we'll see who is the most right in a couple weeks. Hey, if you listen this far, freaking thank you. Please leave us a review. 5 stars or 1 stars. And if it's 1 star, slander us. No 2s, no 3s, no 4s. Make sure you buy Duke Cannon products and Joe Mama's Salsa and Jimmy's Dips. And make sure you follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at No Pants Crunch. Really, we're kind of like a Twitter only presence right now because Twitter's the most fun for now. We'll see what Elon does with it. In the
Until
meantime,
we have to pay for it.
oh my gosh, I don't want to talk about that. In the meantime, we love you so much. Durf, last words.
I wasn't expecting this, so these are the last words.
Okay, here's a fun Elon Musk thing. We're on the talking about Twitter thing. Starting April 15th, only verified accounts will be eligible to be in the For You recommendations. So RIP to using the For You tab.
I was liking it because I was getting a lot of Wolves people on it. I was finding a lot of good follows. Who did I find today? Sorry. Then Durf, you get the last word again. So think about it. Who did I find on the For You page today? Kelsey Elstrom. She is a Wolves Twitter person. I thought she had some fun stuff. And who else? I don't remember. A lot of people on Wolves Twitters don't have names; they have sentences, and I just go, "Oh yeah, that's Forever Grandpa."
I had someone
Forever, Grandpa.
Someone liked
Like an homage.
That's a guy I like him.
Some
Nice.
Wolves guy liked one of my tweets today, and his Twitter name was Carl from Jimmy Neutron.
Carl liked your tweet.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All right, Durf, last words, go.
It's been a journey this year. You know, we started and we were hopeful, and then our hopes were dashed, and then we had to rebuild from the ashes, and we did, and now we're here, and just enjoy the journey that the playoffs bring. Because it's gonna suck sometimes, and it's gonna be good. But guess what? Sports are an analogy for life, and sometimes life throws some onions at you, and you have to eat those onions. You know, and that's all you have is onions. Okay, but then sometimes you make onion soup. Okay, this is just a long form version of the lemon analogy. But here's the deal: you're gonna get through this. You got this. You have people that love you and support you, and we're gonna build something great together. The listeners and us as a community, we got this, okay?
That was the most insane, incoherent thing I've ever heard. Life throwing onions at you.
I thought you were going with a Pico de Gallo reference. Okay, last words for real. Durf, go. go.
Just sign us out.
A long, long time ago in a galaxy far
Yes.
away, there lived us. And we were a pod amongst lesser pods. And we built this pod together because we can build this dream together.
All right, see ya.